"I don't love you anymore," he said cold and flat, not even looking me in the eye. I held the tears back, just barely. I felt my stomach lurch and my whole world begin to spin. Every terrible nightmare I'd had for years was finally coming true. He was throwing me away. Throwing us away. Every ounce of my self-loathing roared with delight. "You're fat. You're ugly. You're disgusting. You're worthless. You're going to die alone. No one will ever want you again." It screamed in my ear. I felt lightheaded. I felt stupid. I could barely ask the question, the terrible question I already knew the answer to. "Is it about her?" I asked, and hated myself for how my voice cracked and shook. A moment, a quiver in his cheek, shame in his eyes, and then he looked down, suddenly fascinated by his shoes. He knew exactly who I was talking about. Her name had come up again and again and again for months now, out of nowhere, like he couldn't control himself. And every time he said her name, he smiled in a way that felt like a knife against my throat. "Tara, from work," he called her. Tara, who was 28. Tara, who he was mentoring. Tara, who looked up to him. Tara, whose body his children hadn't destroyed. Tara, who hadn't stood by him through hell for years. Tara, who understood him in a way I just didn't anymore. Tara, who made him smile. Tara, who he loved now that he didn't love me anymore. Tara, who wasn't going to be single in her 40s. Tara, who wasn't going to be alone. Tara, that bitch. "Get out!" I screamed. "Get out!" And he did, leaving me alone in the big house we'd built a life in together, a life he was throwing away. No, he wasn't throwing life away. He was throwing me away. Just like so many men had thrown so many women away, or even just ignored and made to feel worthless. When we get too old, or too fat, or too bitter, or too fed up with the BS they fed us. Fed up with the lies. I admit it. I felt like I'd rather be dead as I lay there sobbing on the floor, hating myself, hating him. It was the worst moment of my life.